Back with you for another update. I have the yard not built, of course, but like kind of like blueprints of it, of how I want it to go. Ignore the salt building, that's just there. Track there, track here, engine shed. I do like how it can open and close. The oil. These aren't going exactly here. This is just the general area they're planned to be. So we'll have another track here, come this way in, and then the oil right next to the engine shed. So makes sense. Now this is a longer storage track here in the middle. Those are the two mains. So now I have 4 tracks here, 5 tracks here. Yeah. And then the station I moved down just a tad. I'm gonna have to rewire it since I did move it. The beer building I put there. This building lights up and operates. People go back and forth. But it's really loud, so I usually don't do that. But I can hook up a button to it and show you sometime. That pizza place and those buildings are no longer on because there's something shorting it and I can't figure out what it is. I am now working on this. So this car, a lot of fresh fruit inside, and this guy in here pushes them out. Right now, if I push this, it's shorting. Can't have that, so I need to figure out what combination needs to go there. Now, if I push the buttons, that light doesn't short, but also nothing's happening. Let's put these two here. The brown one might be ground or something. If I get the combination right, I will make it perfect, but for now it does not need to be. Yeah, that's not right. It unloads. So now if we look in here, don't worry, it's not on fire. It's just the car. It's just because it's cold in there. All right, so I got the unload right, but which one's the unloading? Does it still unload? All right, it still unloads, so maybe these just need to be flipped around. This is a heavy car. All right, found the right combination. So I got these buildings hooked up. That one is not. I think I might have figured it out. I did plug in one correctly. Positive to positive, negative to negative, and it sparked and blew the breaker again. That was plugged in earlier. It worked last night. This morning, or not this morning, but when I came down here next, it just wasn't working. I think it's this one, and I'm not sure why. This one has always worked. Oh. They're touching each other. So when I plug it into the power source and these are touching each other, that explains that. Here's the Stella's building. That EOTD is really bright. I will show you what that looks like real quick. We got people in there. The Stella's light turns on. This door right here does crack open a little bit. So does this one. It's very detailed. There's the back of it. Booth service. I'm assuming the kitchen's right there that you can't see, and it makes sense. Smoke's on the other side. Let's see if we can get the smoke. Okay, let's see if we can get this to work. Oh, I hear it. Alright, let's get it hooked up. The fire station now. This one I think is probably gonna be a tough one. So the operations are these three, and the lights are the two on the left. So I have a little hole. I'm not sure if they'll all fit because that is 5 wires. We'll see. What if I flip these around? So I put this in the... There we go. We just gotta hook up a button to it so it doesn't just repeatedly go, because it is pretty loud. I figured out the problem. It was the Stella's building. Something was touching. So we got the yard. The yard does not work. It doesn't have any power because there's an issue somewhere right here. There's a lot of flickering with those lights. But if you do a trick with something metal that can transfer electricity or power, sometimes you can figure out exactly what is wrong. Right here I'm testing to see if there's power going to the track, and there is because you can see a spark. Just like that, there's obvious power. Right there, there's power. But then on this next one, there isn't anything, so that's telling me somewhere in there, there's something, and there was. I took this switch out, and the whole prong on that side was completely broken off.